Ladies and gentlemen, I wasn't too optimistic about this situation. I thought, nah, no way, Real Madrid. I mean, it doesn't make sense to me, but there seems to be some truth behind this rumor, and Real Madrid could potentially go for this player, knowing Marco Asensio is moving on. So this is why they're interested. And Carlo Ancelotti apparently really likes Kai Havertz. Let's go.
All right. Here we go, back again on the other side of the coin.
All right, welcome back to the other side of the coin, ladies and gentlemen. Lots to talk about. As always, this transfer window is going to be mind-blowing, and each and every one of you guys are always going to be updated on this channel on a regular basis. This channel won't sleep, just like Fabrizio Romano. It will be buzzing. It will be breaking news just as it falls. So, look, let's get cracking on. First up, ladies and gentlemen, Chelsea open to Kai Havertz sale, but they want big money. Real Madrid are interested. This is from Fabrizio Romano. So this is now legit. This is now legit. So this isn't just some sort of a rumor from Spanish side of things, this, that, the other. This is now proper coming from Fabrizio Romano. When Fabrizio or even David Ornstein, they tweet, you better take things seriously. Real Madrid have concrete interest in Kai Havertz. He's one of the players in the list, really appreciated by Ancelotti. Understand Chelsea are open to discuss Havertz' exit, but they want important fee, no way for loan, and similar. I love it. Yeah, none of this loan business. He's got two more years left in his contract. It's either we're in a situation where we either give him a contract extension or we decide that, you know what? Yeah, we've seen enough. We've seen enough, and I don't think he fits this situation. I don't think he fits the football club, and he needs to move on. And I think we're in this particular scenario at the moment where I feel like we've kind of decided that, look, if a good fee comes in, we will let him go. I don't know why there are certain fans out there, they still believe that there could be something there with Kai Havertz, with Pochettino coming in. Maybe Poch could get the best out of Kai Havertz. Look, all I have to say is we've seen now Kai Havertz under so many managers, Frank Lampard twice, Thomas Tuchel, Graham Potter. And in all honesty, it's been consistently inconsistent throughout this period. After 3 seasons at Chelsea Football Club, we still can't completely pinpoint down as to where he plays his best football. Which position does he play his best football? Probably some could say just behind a striker, maybe as a central attacking midfielder. But look, we've seen him in those roles as well. It's not like he's absolutely unknown in that role. We've seen him, and yes, he has done better. But overall, for me, the Premier League is a bit too much of a strong league for Kai Havertz. Easily dispossessed, easily gets bullied. Aerially, he gets dominated. For his height, he should be winning a lot more aerial duels, and from an attacking standpoint, he should be scoring a lot of headers. Recently, if you guys remember, Lewis Hall, what a lovely delivery! I think it might have been against Man United, or was it Newcastle, one of those games, and he absolutely fluffed the header. He did not even get it on target. And there's been so many other situations where he likes to be too fancy, too, likes to dink the ball, likes to, go around the goalkeeper, like pick a spot and nail it. And the reason why he doesn't do that is he's not confident. He's not confident with his shooting ability. I know there was one goal this season earlier on. Can't remember which team it was, but he scored one goal outside of the box. Nice curling finish. But those are the kind of goals that are few and far between. I wanted to see more of that, but it just never materialized. So, it just never materialized. And for me, I'm fine. I'm fine for this player to move on. I've seen enough, and if he does move on from here and absolutely rips it apart at Real Madrid, kudos to you. Kudos to you, my man. I'm not going to be sitting here and crying about it that we shouldn't have let him go. This is another one of those KDB and Salah situation. No, it isn't. We've seen enough. We've seen enough to warrant that he needs to go. Now, from here on, if he does well, that's kudos to the player. And I'm not going to be sitting here and regretting that it never worked out for us. Next up, ladies and gentlemen, Manuel Ugarte news. Once the Premier League was what is at stake now is a last effort from Chelsea to bring the proposals closer and make his dream possible. This is from Record Portugal. Record Portugal are the ones that have been driving this particular news, and all the other publications out there, all the other journalists out there feeding from Record Portugal. So you best believe, this particular source in regards to this particular news. So look, there was obviously a bit of indecision in regards to how much we want to pay him for wages. Paltry 2 million was offered. That has then been increased to about 3 million. And it seems like more conversations are getting happening right now to perhaps get closer to what PSG is probably offering. Look, at the end of the day, when you see this much effort being put into this particular deal, and it seems like the players' agents and Chelsea football clubs, the correspondents that are involved in this particular matter, they're working hard, and especially from Ugarte's end, it looks like he really wants Chelsea. He really does, because the offer from PSG is there, and it's a lot more. So if he truly wanted to go there, he would have just said, "You know what, Chelsea, you're not matching the wages. I got a better offer there. I'm moving on." But the fact that he's actually putting that offer on the side and asking Chelsea, "Come on, do a little bit better. I want to come to you." It makes me think that, player definitely wants to join us. It's just a matter of Chelsea now finding some sort of dignity in this particular wage structure, because what we offered is not good enough, simply not good enough. And I understand we're in some sort of FFP strife at the moment. We're trying to clean up our wage structure. We're trying to clear out our squad. But we have to be sensible as well. Offering somewhere around 40K per week, that's not going to cut it if PSG are offering about 80K. If you can come up to at least 70, 75, I think this player will make the move to Chelsea Football Club. Another meeting happened today from Chelsea as they try to negotiate terms for Ugarte. Record Portugal, fantastic to see. I hope we close this deal very, very soon. Next up, in addition to Havertz, Chelsea are open to talks for Zech, Oba, and Pulisic. They're not safe at all. I think these players, they know they're not safe. And this is not news for us. These players, they were rumored to, as well, especially Zech and even Pulisic, they were rumored to leave last summer, let alone this summer. So I'm a bit surprised. I haven't heard anything about Zech as yet. And there's been some rumors floating around that maybe Pochettino could fancy a player like Zech. So watch this space. Could my Habibi do a comeback here? Come on. Look, you know how much I love my Zech, man. I love him. I love him a lot. I'm emotionally attached to him. But I do understand from our club's point of view, it's just not worked out. And for his sake as well, for his well-being, he needs to move on. But I've not seen any rumors. There's been rumors flying around for almost every other player, and Ziyech is one. What's going on? Unless Ziyech's camp is completely on holidays at the moment and not thinking about it. Maybe once the holidays are over, they'll think about it. Or is he going to be part of the preseason just so that Pochettino can have a look at him? Chelsea are working on both Ugarte and Caicedo. This is how I wanted it from the get-go. People were trying to say to me, who do you want, Ugarte or Caicedo? And I always said, no, both, man, both. And now we're in this situation where both are. Seems like we want both of those decisions to happen for us, because Kovacic is moving on, as I've mentioned. Fabrizio Romano has Kovacic pinned on his page. So Kovacic is moving on. When Fabrizio has someone pinned, it's over. It's over. Mason Mount obviously moving on as well. Ruben Loftus-Cheek got 1 foot at AC Milan. So we need midfielders. We definitely need midfielders. And I like the fact that we're going for both as opposed to one or the other. Chelsea are in contact with people close to Caicedo. I love this. Come on. Look, as much as I love this, because it will definitely transform our midfield, there is a news about Levi Colwill, and we're going to get to that because it is clear as daylight. Brighton like Levi Colwill, and we like Caicedo. So, both parties are now trying to get the leverage from this particular situation. So we'll talk about that. Let's move on to the next news. I think that is exactly what is happening at the moment. Chelsea are plotting a move for Moses Caicedo. Brighton could hold out for 80 million. Brighton know that this player is in demand. Once again, yes, he's first in our priority for the midfield position. Yeah, right now, obviously, we're very advanced with Ugarte, but don't absolutely lose the fact that Caicedo is the number one priority in midfield. Ugarte, obviously, we're chasing, we want him, but if we don't get Caicedo, I think that would be seen as a failure from our board of directors' point of view. So, 80 million, Brighton, no, they have a player in demand. Not just Chelsea. I think Man United's in the mix. I think Arsenal's in the mix as well. Arsenal could potentially lose out on Declan Rice to Bayern Munich. Bayern Munich, they're doing a bit of a madness. They're chasing after Declan Rice, and Declan Rice is open to potentially move there. And if that happens, the Arsenal, you best believe, will be jumping on this situation. They've got European football. They've got Champions League. We don't have that. So we better be moving fast on this and try and secure this particular player if we can, because there could be a massive domino effect if Declan Rice goes elsewhere. If Declan Rice goes to Arsenal Football Club, I can't see how they get Declan Rice and Moses Caicedo. So that's the Arsenal point of view. There's Man United who's linked as well. So we've got to be able to do this deal, and I think this is why, ladies and gentlemen, we have this situation brewing. Chelsea could offer the chance for Brighton to bring Colwill back on loan as part of Caicedo deal. Now, look, a lot of people have been saying to me recently, Miz, you're overthinking, you're overreacting, this is fear-mongering. Look, straight from my personal view, right? Each of you guys can think the way you want to think. The way I've come to this decision, first of all, I love Levi Colwill. I know exactly what a talented defender he is. I want him to be the starter at Chelsea Football Club next season under Pochettino. Obviously, pre-season, do that, smash it. Hopefully, Poch gets impressed, all of that. But look at the chain of events that has happened. Why I'm thinking the way I'm thinking. Levi Colwill had a fantastic loan spell at Huddersfield last season before last one that just finished. And he killed it over there in the Championship. He then returned back to Chelsea, and he was desperate to be at Chelsea. But Thomas Tuchel wasn't convinced, sent him out on a loan to Brighton. He does well at Brighton. Roberto De Zerbi publicly has been stating repeatedly that he wants to keep this player for the next 2 to 3 seasons. Levi Colwill then does the interview recently, the Brighton correspondent for The Athletic, stating not many people trusted him. Brighton did, and he's the kind of man who likes to repay trust. He then also said, oops, I forgot that I was a Chelsea player for a moment in that same interview. And then obviously there was that online shenanigan. And now the fact that we won Caicedo and they won Levi Colwill, and Levi Colwill, there seems to be some doubt. He's not absolutely clear about the situation that I need to see a clear pathway at Chelsea Football Club. There's still Buddy Shield. There's still Koulibaly. Chalabah does not want to leave either. We'll get to the Chalabah rumors too. So there's doubts. There is doubts. Colwill definitely doesn't want to come back to Chelsea and just be rotting in the bench. He wants to start. He thinks he's ready. And this is the thing about these quality youngsters. All right? I don't go around hyping every single Cobham product. I'm just not that guy. But Levi Colwill, he could be of the caliber of Reece James. Levi Colwill knows how good he is. And he's not worried if it's not Chelsea. It'll be another club. He'll get that big move. He knows that. He's very confident about his skill set. So don't for a second think that Levi Colwill has something, as an obligation to get into, listen to Chelsea Football Club. He don't have no obligation. He can really turn around and say to Chelsea Football Club that, look, I don't feel like I'm important. I want to move on. And maybe And it all depends what Poch does. Poch could come in and say, "No, you are important," and then all of these rumors will be quashed, right? But if Chelsea think that they could potentially do something because we want Moses Caicedo, and if they really think that, look, we can't guarantee full-time football for Liwakoa. We can give him on a rotational basis, this, that, the other, but we can't guarantee. And I reckon, I'm setting the expectation, no fear mongering, no nothing, so that we don't feel surprised later on. That I reckon Chelsea might say, okay, we want Caicedo, you want Liwakoa, let's discuss. From a financial fair point stand view as well, if we can reduce the fee of Caicedo with Liwakoa, I think Chelsea will entertain that. Would I like that? No. I'm just setting the expectation. Let me know, ladies and gentlemen, what you think about that. In case Chelsea receive an important proposal for Chalabah, it could be time for the boy to go and play regular football. Chalabah needs to think about himself. Seriously, I love Chalabah. I really do. I think he's got immense potential, can be versatile, but he's surplus to requirements at the moment. And he needs to wake up and say to himself, should I stick around? And look, he may assess the situation in the sense that Silva probably potentially one more season. You never know, Silva could get another extension. His son is in Chelsea Academy, and he said recently he's there for 2 more years. So Silva wants to stick around in London for at least 2 more years. That means the upcoming season and another season, considering he gets a contract extension again. So Chalabah is in a conundrum. Does he stick around, wait for his time? If Silva leaves, he'll potentially get his moment, or does he leave now? And the other factor is, if Koulibaly goes, maybe then there could be a slight opportunity for him to still stick around. But don't forget, if Koulibaly leaves, that will probably mean Liwakoa will definitely get an opportunity, because Liwakoa and Badisha will then be the left-sided options. On the right, we already have Thiago Silva and Wesley Fofana. And once again, Chalabah will be surplus, but I think 5 is okay to have. Hoping that we get rid of Azpilicueta and move on from that. So yeah, Chalabah has some decisions to make as well. You can stick around next season, no Europe. You're not going to get much game time. Chelsea have sent scouts to follow Rasmus Holland recently, so Chelsea know the player very well. The same is with Manchester United. Atalanta wants to keep the player, but Holland is prepared to leave if an important offer arrives. Look, ladies and gentlemen, I've not watched this player, but there is a lot of hype about him. A lot. Some are deeming him to be the next Haaland. Like, that's ridiculous. Haaland is ridiculous. Next Haaland? But this is the rumors. That's this is what people are saying. Danish player has been doing well for Denmark in recent times. Apparently has more goals than caps for Denmark. Look, let me know in the comment section. Is he the real deal, ladies and gentlemen? Can he potentially play for us in the Premier League, the way the Premier League is, how physical it is, how quick it is? The defenders that will make your life very, very difficult. But could he potentially play for us in combination with Nkunku and our wingers, Sterling, Madueke, Mudryk, midfielders, so on and so forth? Let me know in the comment section. I don't know too much about him. I need to probably start seeing some clips on him. Chelsea sent scouts to watch Georgi Mamardashvili. Hopefully I pronounced that right. He's apparently a goalkeeper from Valencia. A lot of people had no idea who this is. Valencia goalkeeper, Valencia Matisse. Someone over here said, like him a lot, he's a solid shot stopper amongst other things, not as naturally gifted as others with the ball at his feet, but keeping the ball out of the net will always be the most important thing. So 6'6", cat-like reflexes, courageous when claiming crosses, superb shot stopper, not as good as others with his feet, but he's more than makes up for it in other areas of his game. Should get his big move this summer, top goalkeeper. So look, I've not been watching Valencia, so I don't know much about it. Ladies and gentlemen, you let me know. We definitely need a goalkeeper, and we definitely will get rid of Mendy at a bare minimum, maybe even Kepa if number 1 goalkeeper comes in, because I don't think Kepa would like to be number 2 anymore. Highly unlikely at the moment, Fabrizio Romano on João Felix returning to Chelsea on loan. This is from at the residency. I think this is a sort of like a live chat sort of business. Something I need to look into. Everyone's talking about the residency. But yeah, some people have been thinking, well, okay, Kai Havertz potentially moving on, Mason Mount moving on. Surely we cannot be entering the season with just Nkunku being the second striker / central attacking midfielder. We do need someone. A lot of people been thinking, oh, could João Felix, could there be a return here? Could Poch actually do this? It seems like it's not going to happen. That's a case closed. João Felix, Chelsea stuff is over. All right, last but not least, ladies and gentlemen, let's do a quick sort of recap from Chelsea Dodgers page. Chelsea would like a fee in region of 35 million for the sale of Matija Kovacic to Manchester City. This is coming from Nizar Kinsella, 35 million. Oh, that'd be sensational. A little bit about Mason Mount. Man United in pole position for Mason Mount, but they still have to do the hardest part, which is getting the deal with Chelsea. But for me, it's going to happen. Nizar Kinsella, I think, look, it will happen. It will happen. I'd like to see some clarity in the medical department. It would be good if Chelsea came back from America pre-season with a clear and better structure in place. Some staff are not certain if they will be here next year on the medical team. It's been really bad, and it further goes, and it's by Nizar Kinsella. So this is something we definitely need to sort out. Our medical department, the amount of injuries we've been picking up in recent years, as something needs to be looked at massively. We cannot have this level of injuries moving forward, and not just one or two. We're talking about 3, 4, 5 injuries, which absolutely decimates the playing squad. Last but not least, ladies and gentlemen, David Raya's agents and Chelsea did not have any meetings regarding any transfers. This is not true. No negotiations happening for Andre Onana. He's just appreciated by Chelsea at the moment. They need to sort out their own goalkeepers first. So looks like we will need to get rid of some goalkeepers before we can start talking about these goalkeepers. We're linked to a certain degree, but looks like nothing concrete has happened as yet. Ladies and gentlemen, another blockbuster day of news, just left, right, and center. But we are going to keep in top. We are going to keep on top of all of this. We're going to try and keep a track of everything. Make sure you subscribe if you're here for the first time. Smash the like button if you've enjoyed the video. Hit the bell notification to stay in touch with all my content. I shall see you guys for a live tomorrow, early UK time, and bring you the latest, whatever drops from here on in, all the news that's going to be dropping. We shall be talking about it. Till next time. See ya.